Hi. Hello. We we just finished our meeting. We just finished our eighth. Thank you so much for coming in. Oh, beautiful. Oh, everyone's so wonderful. Thank you for
Okay,
coming.
how about the other medicine?
The medicine, the RA.
I think it's
She's
Acatar.
got to mute. You got to mute her. Mute her, Jude. Julia, mute her.
Oh, sorry.
Is it in the chat that we sign in?
It's also in your email. I'm sorry, I'm just coming off the other email, so I will put the link in there for you too. So it's,
Sandra wants to win again.
yeah, it is so much fun.
Winning. What we did yesterday, pre-registration doesn't do with the attendance for today then.
Oh, yeah, it does. I noticed that some people did it ahead of time. That was nice, kind of.
Okay. All right, so I'm done then. Okay, sorry.
There's the link again. Madam Chair, you have a quorum present.
I need to talk to Roger quickly, but right now I can't even, I'm not even seeing the meeting.
I'm here, Madam President. This is Roger.
I'm gonna call you.
On the 24th, that Dr. Wong had made a correction and had given him.
Oh, there it is. Okay, I didn't have that. I just muted my screen. Or yeah, I muted my screen, Roger.
Okay. Great. I understand. Yeah.
Julie, mute her.
I do. It keeps on coming off.
Oh, okay.
I could go back in, deep in and mute people permanently, but I don't want to do that.
I know. Take to hear her business, you know.
Right. Sorry.
When I was a teacher, there were some I wanted to mute permanently.
Idea.
Betsy Wells, I sent you a text about 15 or 20 minutes ago. Did you receive that?
No, honey, but I will look while after I get signed in, Roger. Thank you.
Okie dokie.
Teresa.
All right. Okay. All right. Okay, Roger, I'm looking.
I'm talking to myself over here.
Did you answer? The secret is, do you answer?
Do I answer?
Yes.
Do I answer myself? Do I talk to
Yes.
but I was talking to you, but nobody was talking back. Because I thought, oh, there's a few people, and suddenly the screen just busted open, and I had all.
I talk back to myself, but I try not to talk back to you all if I know you're listening.
There's
Okay.
someone who's just joined, Madam Chair, that has an iPhone, but I can't tell who that person is.
Wait till they're connected, and then we'll ask them, but right now they're not quite connected.
Yes, ma'am.
So thank you for bringing that up. And I am going to ask that, as kind of going forward, that we have people to show their face on the screen. We need people to be here, and it's, you know, we like to see your face. We have had people that have left the meeting after a short period and didn't come back, or we're not there for a vote, and we are paying attention. Okay, we have this iPhone person.
Unidentified still, ma'am.
Can you identify who you are? Who has an iPhone?
I've asked that person to unmute. Madam
Maybe
It's
Lucia?
Ren. I'm
no.
sorry, it's Ren. I was picking up my grandson at carpool. I'm getting ready to go in the house right now.
All right.
Okay, that's fine. Just so we know. Levita, if you would show your face, please. And Barbara.
Madam Chair, you have 100% representation here.
Oh my gosh, how
All
could that
of your
be?
voting members, with Melanie standing in for Ira. You
Wonderful,
have everyone
wonderful.
here.
Wait, 1B. Where is Sylvia?
1B. Oh, I'm sorry.
Sylvia,
Sorry.
Well,
Oh, no,
Sylvia's
it's
not
me.
on here.
No, Sylvia.
And I doubt she'll get on because she's picking up her grandson. Can we send a message to Cindy Sellers in case she can?
yeah, you go ahead and take care of it because it's your reason.
You have a
All right.
present, Madam Chair.
Okay, that's great. And Barbara?
I'm working on it
Okay.
on my laptop, and somehow I'm getting a locked screen, even though the red X is off of the video. So somehow it's locked. So I'm working on it, but I am here.
Hear
Okay.
you. So that's great.
I'm on my laptop. That's how you can hear me. But now you can't see me. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. But anywho,
Where did you move?
I'm working on it.
You moved. Oh, you moved over there. I was trying to keep up with you. It's hard to follow you.
I know. I zip around.
You zip around. Okay. Well, we have two big things that we planned this meeting for, and one was the dues issue, the dues concern, and the other is the PAC letter. So I know that we've got people here ready to do that, and we have some other things to go over before we do that. We first of all have the minutes of the December 10th meeting. Oh, wait, I gotta call the meeting to order.
Thank you.
We have a new group of people. It is 3:45, and I'm calling the meeting to order of the executive board. And today is January 7th. Now I gotta find my sheet if I have my agenda so I can write on it. It's hard to go from one meeting to the next, but we're doing pretty well. Thank you if you were in the waiting room and you were waiting for us. Okay, so we called the meeting to order. We have the Pledge of Allegiance, and she already has a flag up there. So, Lena, will you lead us for the Pledge of Allegiance, please?
Okay, Julia has a flag. All right, everybody ready?
Yes, ma'am.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag
of the United
United
States of America and
and to the republic
for
for which it stands, one nation,
under God,
God,
indivisible,
indivisible,
with
with
liberty and justice for
liberty
all.
and justice for all.
And while some people are on any, we asking for everybody to show their face, please. Okay, I guess the first thing, where we got the pledge, we've already got the attendance taken, so we need the approval of the agenda. Let's see, where it says Constitution, that's the Constitution and Bylaws Committee.
Okay.
And that's Betsy Wells. She'll be handling that. And then we don't have nothing from the policy committee, right, Sandra?
That's correct.
Okay.
And I just talked to Cindy and she said she'll be coming on.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sandra.
That's wonderful. Okay, so let's just go ahead and start with, we have an approval of the agenda with the corrections that I made, adding bylaws with Betsy Wells.
This is time I move to approve the agenda with the corrections made.
Second.
Second, Effie Sawyer.
Okay, Appy, you can write up here, second. Okay, any other comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, it looks like it passed. Let's look at the minutes. The minutes are quite lengthy.
Madam Chair,
put
you
those
have
up on
2
the screen?
minutes. You have 2 minutes. You have the minutes from November 15th that where you wanted to have the new policy language exposed rather than embedded. That has been done.
Okay, let's go back and look at that.
Well, everybody's had a chance to read it.
Yeah, so you went back and you changed it.
I exposed it. Yes, ma'am.
Because we need to be able to see it. So we can go back once these things are passed and we can make those corrections in the proper document. But no.
Can you see it, Madam Chair? Do you see?
Can I see where you're exposed? I've got to go back and.
Do you? Am I?
No, you're not sharing that.
I'm not sharing.
No, you're sharing the agenda. That's okay. We got a lot of stuff going on here.
You have to stop sharing in order to open that up.
Okay.
Now, can you see it?
Yes.
Okay.
Is it section 12?
This is it.
This is it, ma'am. There's all the language exposed, yes, in red.
Wait, and this is
the November 15th minutes that you wanted to postpone approval of last meeting until the language is exposed. It is now exposed.
I'm trying to figure out, okay, this is section 7. Okay. I must be missing a page or something. Okay, well, I can see it. Wait.
That's 12.
I think what I did, I printed it before you, so that's what it is. I need to reprint this one, so I'll have that. Okay, so this is where we were talking about, the prudent traveler.
Yes, ma'am. It's exposed now.
And this is already approved, by the board.
Correct.
And we have gone through that whole thing working with the policy committee. Sandra Hatley, the policy chair, brought all this stuff forward. We had input, and then we passed that. So this section will be something now we see that in these minutes will be easy to put it at some
Colleen.
Yes,
into the Constitution itself.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you, Julia, for doing that. So I was postponing approval of the minutes. Is that what you said?
Yes.
Sandra Hatley.
Okay.
I move that we approve this set of minutes.
Okay.
second, Teresa Chapman.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Teresa. Okay, so this is so important. This is the most important thing we can do, because if we don't just get this in a minute, then we have to keep a record of this, put this in the Constitution. Well, this is actually going in operational policy. Then just like we didn't do anything.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
So all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Okay, so it's unanimous. Okay, but we have the minutes also from the 10th.
Yes, ma'am. Can you see it now? This is the 10th.
Yeah, I see the 10th.
Okay.
I have the 10th in my notebook.
In this case, everything has been exposed. I've created appendix so that every single document that's been discussed is visible, hard copy style.
Okay, can you go to the section where we were talking about the cash pay?
You're talking about the dues.
The dues. Yeah, the dues error.
Yeah, the dues error. So who's that, Barbara?
Yeah. Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Right, because there was something in
There
here.
was there was a statement in there that said that referred back to New Hanover County, and that needs to be taken out because New Hanover County did not ever participate, to my knowledge, in instituting any kind of change or complaining about their dues payments.
That may be the case, Madam Chair. However, that's what Tara told us in the meeting. And what we need to do is correct that going forward in the I mean, what do you want to do?
She was basically saying, I listened to that about 3 times for this whole thing. And listened to the whole transcript of the whole discussion too, looked and read it. Barbara was asking her for an example, and Barbara was about to say, don't use New Hanover, and Kara saying, yeah, we're not gonna use New Hanover, we're gonna use another county, because their dues is $5 more than everybody else's. And so
Right.
all it was like just a shared conversation between the two of them. They knew what they were saying, but a lot of other people did not know. So any mention of New Hanover probably needs to come out.
It needs to be taken out. Yeah.
Okay, I just looked at the minutes, Madam Chair, and New Hanover isn't listed in these minutes. No matches found. Do you see that?
No, it's not large enough where I can see. And I saw it when I read something else. So, and I can't find that right now.
Okay. It's showing there's no mention.
It was like at the end of a sentence, Julia.
Okay, all right.
It was when we had the motion.
That might be it.
What? End of a motion. End of a motion.
Is there any way you can enlarge the document?
Yes, ma'am.
Thanks.
Thanks, Ginger, because I'm having a hard time seeing it too. Yeah, let's go down to where we made the motions.
Much better. Thank you, Julia.
Thank you,
It is
Judy.
much better.
Oh. You can take your
There it
glasses off
is.
now.
There it is. The dues era.
Yeah, I'm reading it right now.
Right here. Okay.
Okay, go down a little bit further.
Yeah, I don't see any reference to New Hanover.
New Hanover.
No, go down further. Keep going. All right, let me read this. I think it's in here. Here.
I think that motion was in the minutes of October 3rd, not this one, not the 10th, because it was when we first passed it. The
Okay.
motion about to do stuff. Yeah, so it's not in this one.
Oh, okay. I thought it was. My mistake. I apologize, Julia.
I think we got it, but it was the first time it was discussed, and she was trying to explain it to us, and we didn't have anything in writing.
Barbara, I think what you're thinking about is that draft of a letter that we wrote.
Okay, that's possible.
That could be it.
But that letter that Julia drafted, I had her to discard that, not put it, because it wasn't anything that we sent. We stopped all that. And I can give a report on what has actually happened about that.
Yes, Madam Chair. If
So I
you
guess
just,
all we're
Jim,
doing is looking at minutes, and so, does anybody see anything? If not, can I have a motion to accept the minutes?
Clean,
I
so
so
moved.
move Betsy Wells.
Okay,
Second, Vivian Branch.
okay, moved by Betsy, seconded by Vivian. Okay, all those in favor of accepting the minutes as presented, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? And remember, we can always go back and look at minutes if you see that there's some type of problem. Always, Julie, if it's any type of amendment or policy or something like that that we're working on, that we need to make sure that, we have the whole statement there so we can list it later and put it in the document.
yes,
Okay, so the motion passes. I did say that, right? Everybody needs to accept that. Okay, so the next thing we have, we'll come back to the whole thing about the dues, is the finance report. Gretchen, there's not a whole lot of stuff going on. Carol said some of the bills had not come in, and so we don't have much. But Gretchen, is she walking the dog, or where is she?
She's on the screen.
Oh, there she is. Okay, say something. You're muted. That's all I was looking for you.
May I
Gretchen, you need to unmute.
Yeah, you're muted.
Linda, or have you noted that Cindy is on her iPhone?
Oh, she just came on. Okay, yes, we need to recognize Cindy as a substitute for Sylvia Medford in the notes.
In Region 1B.
Region 1B. Thank you, Cindy.
Thank you, Cindy.
Good experience for next year. Okay. So double click on it. There you go. Oh God. Last time we had it was a huge one.
Lost its mind.
Oh, it's all, go down there to the bottom and drag that
That's
over.
where I am. I cannot get it to move. Hey, will you do it up again like you did?
Julia, can you get it? She's already on. She's on.
Thank you, Julia.
Oh, bless you. Thank you.
Julia. Everybody needs a Julia.
Without any problem. So the first thing I need to point out is that if you will notice there in the middle column, it says year to date, but this is year to date only through October 31st. We have not received the dues payment from NCAE for November, December yet. So that's where we are. But things are moving along. We haven't had any income, of course, from the convention. And then under expenses, we haven't had any convention expenses yet. We haven't had any grant expenses. If you'll move on down, the expense there were travel expenses on the administrative council. Haven't had any expenses out of regional directors. On down, please. Or standing committees. We haven't even gotten the,
We didn't get the bill for the panorama.
panorama or anything like that. Just go down to payroll expenses. That's one thing I want to focus on a second. Okay, looking under payroll expenses, if you'll go down, you'll see something that says audit and then bookkeeping and extra temp help. It's 90110. Okay, the money that we have spent there is for our bookkeeping program that we use for some training, but there will be about $3,000 left that could be used to, if we need some money available for the convention for extra secretarial or some kind of help.
But I don't want to shortchange Carol. Carol, are you still using that advice where you can contact them?
Yes, I still have live help to contact them.
And what is that a month? $50 a month?
It's $30 a month.
$30. I think we need to
figured this
continue
out.
that.
That's how we got the 3,000 is we figured how much we would pay for the month for both things before the end of the year to find out how much we might have left.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay, and the rest of it is pretty normal. Does anybody have any questions?
Yeah, what's the date of this? When, as of what date?
You see that middle column on the treasurer's report? The first of it says how much we budgeted and then how much the actual expenses that we have. It'll say year to date actual is 10/31/24.
Thank you. That's it. I want to be sure.
Okay.
Oh, it's
And
10/21.
Carol said that she will get an update after NCAE pays what, November, December due?
Correct.
And you'll also
And we haven't gotten in all our bills for like December and stuff yet, right? Or we're in the middle of getting bills at this time. So when we have our later January meeting or by the 1st of February, we'll have a 6-month report that will be half the year and know how we're doing.
Someone was detected at your front door.
and those of those that have been around, most of the money goes out the door for the convention because all this thing, everything under your position as a region director or committee chair, that's going to help to pay for your hotel and your expenses. And sometimes the region has to chip in and help you too, but that will all be explained. So don't think we've got loads of money because it's gonna take everything to do that. Okay, so Gretchen, that's all you have to?
That's all I have to report, unless somebody has a question. If you'd like to fund me for a European tour, I'll be happy to take it.
Thank you, Gretchen.
Not unless you take us with you.
Are you
sounds like a
proposing?
trip.
Are you proposing we have a meeting in Europe somewhere?
Oh, at sea. Meeting at sea on a cruise. I suggest, never mind. Don't go there with that.
The convention of cruise.
I don't know how it was anywhere else, but last night our wind chill was -9 and our
Oh, Gretchen.
So I'm all for any place that's warm for a little while.
Yeah, I got like big heavy socks and my little booties on. I'll keep my feet warm.
Me too. Me too.
Okay, we go to Colleen with the legislative agenda. I think, was this the change that went to the admin council but didn't come to the board?
This is the whole agenda for the board to review and hopefully approve, and the admin council has approved it. Oh, wrong thing. Stop.
letter.
Okay, sorry. I got 3 things.
We appreciate you helping to share.
Yeah. Okay, here it is. Sorry. It's not, whenever I pull it up to share, let me do this. Oh,
It might be Zoom because I still can't get a video to work.
really?
Mm-hmm.
It's in the lower part, but it's not showing.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You think if you go and show the other one, maybe that one could come up then?
Could be then, because then I can take that off.
You can take that off.
Which one you want me to do? The letter?
Yeah, we can do the letter. That'd be fine.
Wait. Can you see it now?
Wait, yeah, you got it. You got it.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. All right.
We're all on top of each other.
Okay. Sorry. Thank you. All right. So I believe you saw this, but it's been a while. So I hopefully you can read it. Do you want me to go over it or just let you look at it?
Is there
Basically, go ahead.
You made a comment on it.
Yeah, we staying with the COLA, even though we know with the new legislature in, it's going to be a battle, but we still need to fight for that. And people are still asking us to do that. We're doing it. We also want to make sure we're just supporting the teasers and trying to get the income tax for people who are paying that, try to get that off if we can. And we divided, you remember, this year into different categories. And state health plan, we want to keep our health plan strong and support the plan full funding and monitor that as we go along with the new participants. And then as far as community and all, we want to continue to try to get broadband for service for our members who don't have it and have better pay for our public employees, because we had some members who said, I believe they're in 1A. They said, what are we doing about the active educators, because they need our support. So we've added that to make sure it's in our agenda. And then as far as the NEA, strengthening Social Security Trust Fund, maintain Medicare and support for caregivers through training, access, and financial support. And we're working with AARP on that last one, because that's one of the goals with AARP also.
Oh, at the last meeting, the admin council, who was it? Was it Tama? Somebody came up and said that AARP is having a workshop on caregiving.
A note from them.
It was Gretchen. Yeah.
Gretchen.
It's once a week for, I think it's 3 weeks.
So
But
it's
it
ongoing.
seems to me that looks like it was going to be really good.
Good. Okay. All right. So any questions or anything? We will, when we go to meet to lobby with our state, we'll take off those NEA goals. So it'll be a 1-pager then. But right now it's got everything. And that'll be in our goals that you'll see in our legislative agenda that you will see on the website if you approve it.
Make a motion, we approve the legislative agenda for 25-26.
Second.
Okay,
Second timer.
okay, second is Pamela. Sorry, I was reading the phone, is distracting me. Who made the motion? Oh, it was Sandra. It was Sandra.
Sandra.
Okay, sorry. Okay, so any other questions about that?
I have a comment I want to, I guess it's a question. I was looking through some of our documents and I found the copy of the emails that we have sent before to our legislators. Can we encourage our membership to use those same and change the names if the legislatures have been different or different?
Yes,
But
ma'am,
we
we'll
can
be doing
same
that. We'll be
wording.
getting updating with our LCTs because there are changeovers in some positions, not only
Yeah.
the regions, but also who the legislators are. And we'll be asking
Okay.
when that comes up. Right now, they haven't even started meeting yet. So it's too
Right.
early. They're not going to read anything right now, but yes, we will certainly
Okay.
do that because we've got
All
the
right.
same
Thanks.
issues. So why not?
Yes. Yeah.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thanks.
And our members have had some really good letters, so hopefully that'll help. And
Yeah,
you
good
probably
luck.
all know, if I may add this, it's not on the agenda, but you probably know that the Biden signed the bill for Social Security Fairness Act. We've been fighting that for at least 5 years as far as NEA retired. So we're really excited about that. It does not affect us in North Carolina, but it does affect our colleagues in other states. And one of our members sent me a message last night, text me and said, is this us? Because it said teachers would get more money. I said, it's not North Carolina. But I said, tell them if they're not members of NCRSP, that's probably why they don't know about that.
Right. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so, we did not vote on it, correct? People were asking questions. Any other
Yes.
questions? Okay, we got a motion. So all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, it's unanimous. We got the agenda approved. And we'll start those lobbying
Yes.
efforts all over again. We got lots of new people that we need to make friends with. Okay, Betsy.
Okay. As the document is being pulled up and being shown, I want to thank you all again for being on the call. And I really am thankful that we have got through a good, hopefully for each of you, a good holiday season. And now it's time to go back to work. The Constitution and Bylaws Committee met and they had the reviewing the Constitution and bylaws, the committee offers the following. Under the Constitution part, this is just to let you know something that happened. Article 6, Executive Board. It's a clerical correction already done. And this was that there was in the section B that if a person holds more than one executive board position, that person shall be entitled to only one vote. We needed to take out that it had been left over from when it had been looked at before. And in the website, on the website, if you will note on the Constitution that has already been corrected. So it says section B, if a person holds more than one executive board position, that person shall be entitled to only one vote. And moving on down to the bylaws. And if you'll remember, it's easier to change bylaws than it is the Constitution, just like it's easier to change policies than it is bylaws, than it is Constitution. But today, the committee is offering to you an additional part of a sentence. It's under Colleen, have you got this to post, or I can go over what it is right here, and then if you'll show it.
It should
All
be
right.
showing right now.
All I see is mine.
It is showing.
It's showing.
Okay. The delegates elected to attend the NEA convention / NEA-retired annual meeting shall attend both meetings. Delegates shall be given a stipend. Now that's where it ended. Well, delegates now, thankfully, have 2 stipends. So our committee felt like we needed to spell this out here. The delegates shall be given a stipend from NCA for attendance as a delegate at the NEA convention and a stipend from NCRSP for attendance as a delegate at the NEA-retired annual meeting. And then the rest of the sentence just finishes up what was there. An alternate delegate who replaces the elected delegate shall receive that delegate's stipends. And down at the bottom, I just included what is written about how to amend our bylaws. It's bylaws 16, page 8, and it says any proposed amendments to the adopted bylaws shall be presented to the NCRSP Constitution and Bylaws Committee, and any of those proposed amendments that are recommended by the committee shall remain on the table for 60 calendar days prior to consideration for final adoption by the NCRSP Executive Board. So our committee is recommending this addition. And so therefore it will lie on the table for 60 days before the executive board does the final adoption. Any questions about what we did with, these additional prepositional phrases?
I'm glad that you spelled out the stipend.
Well, it needed to be, I'm thinking before, NCA didn't have a lot of money and there wasn't but one stipend, but since we've got 2 stipends, it needs to spell it out, and it needs to spell out that it's for attendance as a delegate.
Exactly.
So that's what we were doing.
And you also see this in the budget because when Geraldine McNeil kind of brought it up years ago, and we were finding to get our money back from NCAE because they hadn't paid us for, I guess, maybe 8 years. So some people were going to both conventions, but you wouldn't have enough money to stay the whole time unless it was on totally on your dime. And so we went back, and I think that was where, correct me, Debbie, I thought it was $17,500 we got from them. Is that right, or was it 21,500? You remember, Deborah?
The combined between the two was close to 21.
Combined together, it was that
They
amount
were
of money.
21.
It's not combined. What I'm talking about is when NCAE paid us back for those 8
you're
years
back.
that they owed us money and they had never paid it out. We got it. We put it in a line item in the budget, and we have been using it the past 2 years to give our delegates an extra $500 if they need it for the convention.
It was when Willie was president, so it should be in the minutes in his first.
Right.
Like it was 2019 or 2020 when that happened.
That's it.
No, it was. I'm just asking why. But anyway, you'll see a line item. Right now, that line item, I think, is 17,500, or it might be less.
Okay.
We've used it down, right?
Yeah, because we have used it down. We've used it down. But that's where all this comes from. So now we have 2, and then when we turn expenses in, we go to NEA retired, we're supposed to use that money for the retired convention. Then the second half, we could turn that into NCAE with our expenses of what we spent. If we don't spend the whole amount, we have to give a check back.
So we are presenting to you all, this part on bylaws 9, these additional prepositional phrases and it's I. It's A, B, C, D, H, I. It's under the I section. And if there are no comments about this, then I do want to add, Linda, the committee is, as we were going through
let's vote on this first.
All right.
I don't think you vote.
No, ma'am, a vote is out of order.
Oh, we don't vote.
No vote.
It must lie on the table for 60 calendar. It must lie on the table for 60 calendar days before a vote. You can discuss it all you want to, but you can't vote.
Okay, so I guess anybody can bring it up next time if they came up with something. All right.
And when it comes up in 60 days, we have to vote on it.
Right.
That would be at the convention, board meeting at the convention.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be that, right?
Yeah.
So
all right.
Add that to the list for the convention.
All right, I'm adding it. The other thing that our committee looked at or discovered as we were going through the Constitution, And Colleen, do you have that, what they can look at? What I'm going to talk about?
No, do you want me to pull up the
that?
Was it the Constitution or bylaw?
You remember about not having co-directors mentioned in what that section was in our Constitution?
Right. Let's see. It'll take me a minute to pull it up. Do you want to talk about what's
I'll talk
within
about it.
Okay.
You know, as we were going through, remember that it takes more effort to change the Constitution, but in the Constitution, there is a separate, a page. I call the Executive Board, and it's Article 6. And well, that was that. Wait just a minute. Let me find it.
It's Article 6, Section 1, Madam Chair.
Okay. All right. It's Article 6, Section 1. And in this, it talks about the composition of the Executive Board. And it has an A, a B, a C, a D, an E, and an F. And there it is. It's articles, it's Section 6, Executive Board. Right here it is. If y'all will look at this, I know it. This is what we discovered. Now,
can you enlarge it, please?
We have got we've had co-directors or regional co-directors, but there's nowhere in our Constitution that it mentions on the composition of the Executive Board co-directors, co-regional directors. And it only mentions in one part if you have a standing committee that has co-chairs of 2 members, how you would vote on that committee. But this is something that our committee discussed, and I know this is something that has been done throughout our state, and we probably will need to talk to NCAE, but I just wanted to bring that to your attention. So again, it's Article 6 about the Executive Board in our Constitution, and it's Section 1, the composition.
And can you show that section? You took it down. Yeah.
I was trying to with enlarging, and give me a minute.
Okay.
I have to enable.
And we asked Roger for an opinion on that before as parliamentarian, because it came up when I think Ira was getting somebody to step in for her, and it seems like it would be Melanie should be, but it says in this document he would be the associate director. So Roger, can you tell why you interpreted the way you did?
Yes, ma'am. Director, by our Constitution, our Executive Board is made up of elected officers and regional directors. It does not say anything about co-directors. It only says regional directors. And the issue is this: it's kind of a one man, one vote issue that Robert's Rules addresses, that each region is given one vote, and that one vote is given to the regional director. If a region has co-directors, then that region could conceivably have 2 votes. If some region decided to have 3 directors, now they got 3 votes. But each region only has 1 vote, and that 1 vote is assigned by our Constitution to a regional director. Now, the reality is that with our organization and the age of a lot of our members, a lot of times somebody will say, well, I'll be the director if you'll help me. And, that's kind of done. If you're going to do that, it seems to me that what you ought to do is have one as the regional director, and the other one can be an informal junior director or something. But only 1 vote from a regional director is permitted under Article 6.
Madam President, my hand is up.
Yeah. Yeah,
okay.
And I know that Lena. Go ahead.
Linda, let me say something before we start taking questions. Our vice president is an ex officio member of our committee, and she had some information about this last night. And I see that her hand is up, and I'm sure that maybe Lena has some information to add.
I do. I do. And we mentioned, because I did bring it up last night about on our board, if we have co-directors, only one is allowed to vote in this co-director one and co-director two that was decided, I guess, by our president or whoever the president is. But
It was not the
going back,
parliamentarians, that's what he just said.
right, based on what the parliamentarian said, yes. But going back and not remember when I was on the board, first on the board, I remember discussion, but back further. So I called John Wilson, I called Geraldine, and then went back and said what NCAE has done. Equal representation is how we end up there from way I understand. And that some regions, because of distance and travel, chose to do A and B. Those who didn't have the issue of travel, so they have equal representation. So you have about the same amount because that's what NCAE, I guess, and NEA. And so in order to have the balance in the numbers, so those regions that didn't have an A and B chose to do co. So they would still have 2 votes on that board. And that's what I got from 3 different people who were part of this. And yes, I went back trying to find the where it was in the bylaws before they were changed, before those years when they changed it to that. So I'm just saying this just to give some background information because I am in Region 4. We elected 2 people, but only one can vote on this board. Of course, we are not happy as members because we elected 2 people. If we had divided whatever 10 years ago to do A and B, then we probably would have 2 votes. If you look at equal representation by numbers, and if you go back and read the NCAE and the NEA, and it talks about our locals and the regions as far as numbers concerned. This is just information. What this group decides to do or what the body of the members decide to do is different. I'm just giving you a little back, and I believe that before we make any changes, we need to see and look at the whole picture and make sure that we are that we understand what we're doing, making sure that our members have a fair opportunity when it comes to voting and representation.
Lena, let me ask a question. With NCAE, do they have 2 directors in each region?
But they made the districts to be equal represented. And see right now, and I don't know what all our numbers are. I have an idea. I looked up some, but I think the first step would be to look and see how our areas are number-wise, if we're looking at equal representation, to see if the numbers are our balance and what we need to do. So I think it's going to take us looking at it, making sure that we have the fair representation. So if a region has 1,000 members and a region has 500 members, what is it that we should do? I think it just takes us going back, doing the research and making sure when we make this move that we know what we're doing and we are really representing our members.
And Carol has the numbers. I was looking because I know she's given it to me. I couldn't find it in my computer on how I saved it. But you know what I'm talking about, the region numbers. And your information probably is a few months old and I go back to September.
No, I've updated it.
Oh, all right.
So, Madam President, I have 2 things.
Okay. Well,
one is what Lena's talking about is like the House of Representatives. It's based on your population. So that would have to be adjusted every so many years. But my question is, when I was filling in for Tom, because I was a co-director, I think if that's correct, I didn't have a vote. So maybe we should have wording in there that's similar to the coverage that we put in for the administration and council with you and Lena, that if one of you is sick or you have a person that sits in, then that person sits in, and then the next person. So you have a line.
There are no proxies, but you're talking about the admin council, and right now there are no proxies for the admin council.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. That
we're privy to certain information, and you can't have a wide range of people just coming in one day.
Well, but this is for the executive board. If you're having a meeting and you're making decisions and you're coming in, let's say you're the director and the co-director, and the director's not able to come, there's nothing in there that to provide the co-director to attend in absenteeism of the director and have a voting right.
It's in the Constitution part that she just was showing you, because it says if the director can't be there, the associate director, and then I think it's the treasurer and then the secretary. It goes down through the officers. And
Is that in that section then of the composition?
It is in that part of the Constitution. Again,
It's in Article 6, Section 1, Paragraph D. D as in David.
yeah.
Right there.
Unable to attend the session, the regional associate director, followed by the secretary and the treasurer.
Okay.
And so
Yes,
that's
sir.
what I was looking at, because I remember I was trying to, follow the rules and everything, and then I looked and I thought, well, it doesn't say anything about a second like co-director.
But so that needs to be in there, because I guess
If we change and put a co-director in there, then we would have to do that.
And Linda, you've got 3 people whose hands are raised.
I realize that, but Barbara was first. I'm going now.
Oh, I know it, but I didn't know. Okay, as busy as you have to be.
No, I see them all with their hands up. That's okay, Betsy. I appreciate the help. Deborah?
Yes, I agree with Lena, because I always, when Laverne was first secretary, and I'd always go to the meetings, and so whoever was in Region 2, they had co-directors, and both of them had a chance to vote because they were sitting on over 1,000 members. And we're sitting on like 900 now. But see, some of these locals have 2 people voting and then maybe don't have 500 or 600 members. And I know for NCAE, they have 2 directors for Region 2.
Yes.
They're trying to find one for Region 2, another one, but they have 2
positions.
They do. They're looking for another one. But yeah, it's 2 on the active.
Okay. And then put your hand up here when you do get your numbers. Sandra?
Okay. This is quite a quandary of mess that has been created, in my opinion. This co-director business negates any firm leadership. It negates the need for a position called associate director. One of those co-directors needs to be the associate director. And then you've got your hierarchy of leadership. Who is the person that members need to mainly go to? You don't know. You can go to this director that's called a co-director, or then you can run over here and talk to this co-director. And if people aren't talking with each other, you end up with a house of cards that's tumbling down. This is not good leadership hierarchy. I agree. We need to deal with the fact that we don't have correct numbers to match with the leadership we need. And if we can't do anything about that, that's a question we need to I guess we need to investigate, because 1A, 1B, 6A, 6B, 7A, 7B. I don't think there's any other A's and B's. Somebody can say, well, Region 1 has 2 directors. Region 5 has 2 directors. Not 5. 6 has 2 directors. Region 7 has 2 directors. A statement was made about the distance traveled and all of that. Well, 1B's still got a great deal of distance. 1B goes from South Carolina to Virginia as it is. So we got 2 problems. The hierarchy of responsibility. You have no need for a co-director when you got the position of associate director. There is your other person. If you need to separate, like, let's say Region 4 into an A and B, we need to figure out a way to address that because their membership pool is large. 1B is larger membership pool, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm more than willing to be corrected. I want it to be right. Than 1A. But June has a vote, and not I, but Cindy or Sylvia has a vote. That's not equal representation there. The point is we've got two problems to solve. This business of having co-directors and co-associate directors and co-treasurers and co-secretaries. A lot of that came about because people were not willing to accept, oh, well, yeah, you want me to be it, but I don't know if I can do all that. I will need help. Well, if I get so-and-so to help you and you all are co, that is a lack of firm leadership. You need to seek people who will lead. And that's all I'm going to say to it.
Okay, Colleen, you're next.
Thank you. I agree with Lena and Deborah, and I had the overnight thoughts that I sent, you know how we all do that. I sent to the committee today. And what I suggested to the committee was we need to be consistent with NCAE and to say today, the committee is going to meet next week and we'll look at something that's fair. But to share with you what I also said with them, it's kind of ties in with what Lena said, because I know this from being a UNISERV. The ones who have the two divisions, A and B, so that's 1, 6, and 7, they have one, in NCAE I'm talking about, and we should be consistent with them. They have one director. In the ones that have a large region, like 2, 5, 6, 2, 5, and 4, we have 2 directors, as Deb said, and they don't call them go-directors, they say 2 directors. And we don't say co-directors in our Constitution, but we are trying to do that and add them in different places. So we need to be consistent with NCAE, and I believe that the committee can look at this next week and come up with something to share with y'all.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good
Thank
idea.
you.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Jean?
Yeah, there's another historical note that probably we've ignored, but it has bothered me over the period of time. I think that Sandra's right. Right now, she is correct about where the membership numbers are. However, the history of our regions has not been consistent with that. At one time, Region 1A had more members, or almost as many as double the members of Region 5, and so did 1B. The problem was because of the historical composition of trying to draw lines that were consistent with NCAE's lines between the two organizations. That's before my time. I don't know that there's anybody on the board that was around when those districts were redrawn, but that's where some of the issue came in on why a 1A and a 1B both had votes, as opposed to, just like Region 5 did, as opposed to the business of associates or co-directors. So I don't know that there is a solution. I looked at this at one time because I was concerned over the lack of equal votes, one man, one vote, which is what NEA is supposed to be. I'm sorry, I can't think of the word right now. Anyway, the one man, one vote principle was supposed to be carried out in all of our elections. But I think you'll find that it's a deeper problem, and coming up with a simple solution because of the way the two organizations are tied may not be at all possible. And it doesn't really sort itself out until the next time round when there is a redistricting mandated.
Correct.
Well, and I'm thinking that I thought NCAE was gonna have to do that. Because, you know, Durham got all those members and Asheville City. And so I thought that they were in the process of doing that, but we couldn't do anything until kind of they did something. But our region, yeah, their region 5 with Durham, with all those thousands of members that they got, and I heard maybe they're losing some, but that would reshape all of region 5. But our Durham membership is maybe 100 or something, maybe 200. So ours isn't equal to theirs. So
right.
It's just, I know, but yeah, and that's what I had asked Berlin, the NCAA attorney, about that last summer when Ira wrote me the letter. She said she did not know and she was going to check into it, and I never did hear. And now she's quit her job and gone to Africa. So we'll have to ask again and find out what NCAA is doing. Okay, Betsy, you're next. And Sandra, your hands up. Is this the second time or what? So,
No, I gotta put it down. I forgot.
Alfie hasn't spoken. And if you want to go to Alfie before me, because I've spoken.
Okay, she's right next to you. I can see her. Okay, Alfie.
Okay, I was asking, since you are discussing co-directors and regional directors and all of that, from the state, as I am and Renette working with the community service, but she does not have a vote unless I'm not there because of the size of the state. Maybe look into doing a, 2 associate chairperson for the state,
Because
like we have the East and
because that's mentioned in the Constitution. It talks
okay.
about having 2, and it talks about the junior and the senior. But again, like I said, it says no vote. And that's the thing is, like, I noticed that when I look at the attendance, some people are coming, even though they can't vote. You never know, because somebody might not be there, and then you might be able to vote. And so, and the thing is, and most of the things are, everybody wants that vote. I realize that. But it's not like we've had any votes that were really close on anything. I think we've been able to reach consensus with the last couple of years. I've been really pleased with how we work together. But we can look at that, I guess,
Okay.
put that down, but it would take us another year before we could get that. So what is your input? Does people think that that's important as well?
I think it is important because of the distance, from the mountains to the coast, separated into 2 sections, east and I guess west. And I think it would be more effective.
So why not? I'm going to put you on the spot here. You're the other co-chair. You're the one with no vote. Would that make you feel better? You feel like you're getting something showing up at the meeting, and we can't see you.
I know. Sorry, I'm driving.
You're driving. Okay.
Yeah, I'm okay with no vote, and again, it's part of the communication. I think too, if we if the junior and senior or co or whatever you call the person, if they're communicating, and then I'm fine with that person, with that position, if you will, just having 1 vote, because in terms of the regional directors, I'm not sure that it's necessarily fair that some regions get 2 votes and some regions get 1 vote. And again, is it based on, number of membership?
All right, Linda.
Okay, so did you want to speak again, Bethany?
I do. I just want to mention in the Constitution, now we're talking about Constitution. If you go to page 8, it talks about how to amend our Constitution, and what we have seen today and talked about is in our Constitution. It says that a proposed amendment to the Constitution shall be presented in writing to the Committee on Constitution and Bylaws, sent to the Executive Board for its fall board meeting, read by title to the annual meeting immediately prior to its adoption. Documentation of timely submission of an amendment shall be responsibility the contact person for amendment. This is under Article 10 under amendments. This is Section 2. And it, you know, you can propose amendments to the Constitution in several different ways. By petition signed by last 15 active members from 2 or more locals, regions, submitted to the Committee of Constitution Bylaws for representation to the Representative Assembly, or by a petition signed by at least 10 certified delegates and submitted to the Committee of Constitution and Bylaws and for presentation to the RA. C, by at least 2 region local delegations in the RA whose concurrence in the proposed amendment is evidenced either by a majority vote of those elected delegates or by a majority vote of the NCRSP Executive Board, submitted to the Committee then on Constitution Bylaws for the representation.
Okay, so it's all in there. People can read it.
It is. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. It is under Article 10 amendments. And I think that, you know, we could talk about this for a long time, but we, you know, we've got a meeting of the Constitution and Bylaws Committee next week, and this will be something we'll discuss. But I wanted to bring up how you amended the Constitution.
Yeah, so there's several ways. Okay, since Teresa hasn't spoken, I'm gonna go to her next, and then back to Colleen.
Okay.
Yes, I have a question and a comment. The question is, if you say that if 6A gets a vote and 6B gets a vote, are you saying that Region 6 is getting 2 votes?
Yes.
Okay, my comment about that is
regions.
at 6, pardon?
They're separate. It's like one.
They are separate. They are separate regions. They always have been separate regions. Region 6A was formed by combining certain districts. We were District 10 and we were combined with some smaller districts. Robinson and Cumberland were combined with some smaller districts. And then 6B was also formed by combining. Now we both may be under Region 6 for NCAE, but we've never been together. So we function as 2 separate regions.
Right, and I wonder if Carol, do you have the numbers that I asked you, like, do you have them?
I do have the numbers. I haven't updated them yet. I thought I had for January, but I haven't finished. So I'll just show you what I have for September.
For September? Okay. Because I thought this would really help if I write it down here. Okay, so 1A 674, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
B 748.
Right.
2 838. 3 857. 4 798. 5 609. We're way down. We're up over 100. 6A 602. 6D 427. 7A 612. 7B. Well, you can see how these have dropped in these.
Real bad.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, you can see, like June was saying, back when Region 1A had, 1,000 members, as many as 2 regions have now. That was in of 16.
Yeah, because I remember you even talking about needing more representation, but we've got a whole lot here in the 600. That seems to be the popular number.
Yeah.
And Region 2 is the, no, Region 3 is the largest.
Yeah, 3's largest.
What was Region 3's number?
854
or something like that.
38.
838.
38. Okay, 38.
Oh,
No, 857.
Oh, that was 2.
We're 838 and 3 is 857
857, okay.
and moving.
Yeah.
And 1B is actually 4.
And
Well,
this
great.
does not, Harold, does this include the numbers from up through December?
No.
That is through September. The
Oh,
numbers will come out.
September.
Yeah. The numbers will come
Okay.
out in January, and I'll add a column for January.
All
It'd
right.
be nice to see this for each region so we can look at our demographics and just to be able to think about the reduction and where we reduced by counties, by our districts within the region.
I don't see reason why we can't email that out to every member of the board.
Sure.
Cheryl, I think the
Yes.
main thing, you know, this
Fine.
is
Yes.
this is membership numbers. You don't want this. You don't want to be picking out there and put it on the website or something. Okay. Use it for ways that you can grow.
It just helps you assess your region and which of your locals have had the maybe most growth or
A lot of deaths.
Yeah, a lot of deaths.
deaths.
So
Yes.
it just lets you look at it in that respect.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I thought we sent it out before. So go ahead.
Yeah, years ago. I think I got one when I first became. It was back right early COVID.
Okay.
No, I think that's what I asked for at one time.
I said, this is Nell. I wanted to say something
Okay,
to that.
Nell.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. We send out, this comes under, that's why we were trying to get our membership shares from local and from, like all of you all know now that are region presidents or the regions directors. That is the reason why we need your membership shares to attend our membership, NCRSP membership meetings. Because during that time, and Carol sends me a copy of monthly like she's doing now, and I also the membership shares for each region or like 1A, 1B, they receive that information. It's not that they're not receiving it, but we're not getting them to attend the meetings, and a lot of times they're not receiving the information. But as she stated, this was September, and you got to remember, and we are moving forward. But that is one reason we've been having that miscommunication, because we need your membership shares from your regions to attend the NCRSP community committee meeting. We will be meeting the 28th. We meet the last Tuesday of the month, and that's where we go over all of this information, and they can go back and share it with their local membership shares. And that's what we are doing to communicate, to try to get so that it will be transparent, and so everybody will know where you are, where you need to improve. And like we said, we have a lot of depth. We do have members every month. We have a lot of increase in the growth, but that's life. We have depth, and then we also have things of that. We had COVID and things like that, so we are building up. Because there are some local units that haven't even met, and we're trying to get them aboard to meet or by. You don't have to meet in person. We're trying to tell them they can meet by Zoom or they can meet by a conference call. So communication is the key there for us to get our members so that they are more active and know what is going on as far as the percentage of members that are in their region. Thank you.
Okay, Becca?
So if you look at the NEA Constitution, there's a guarantee of one director for every state. No matter how small your membership, you get at least one director. Then, as June said, it's a proportional representation. So if we get the membership and everything, and we look at it by region, then you can dole it out. You could actually say for every so many members, you're going to get a director. Because right now, it doesn't matter how big or small you are, you get one regional director. That's not proportional representation. So I think we need to, you just need to think about it. because we should be in line with what the Constitution says. Like the Constitution is supposed to be up the affiliate ladder.
I have a question.
Okay, Sandra?
What do we I'm looking, I tried to write down all the numbers, and we're within 200 or so members each from our smallest to our largest. What do we consider the base amount, or the better yet, the range should be for a direct, the range of the amount of members to be represented by a director within a region?
I think that's
Because
something
one
the
A
committee.
and one B
Gotta decide.
are,
I think that's going to
about
have to be the committee
75.
to decide.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
You see, that is another part of what we need to solve.
Paula?
I'm on mute just a minute.
You're okay.
Good.
Now you're on mute. Now you're muted.
I'm getting opposites.
You're muted again.
Okay, now am I okay?
Yeah.
Yeah,
This is an election year for Region 4 for board. Do we just keep on doing what we're doing because we're one of those that has two directors, two associate directors, do we just stay where we're doing right now? Because the deadline for registering to vote is going to come up, registering to run is going to come up any day now.
Exactly why I brought it up.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to go by what the Constitution says now because it hasn't been changed, I would think.
That's I just didn't want to get people all excited about running for an election and then 3 months from now saying, too bad, too sad, you can't run or you can't be that. So, okay, I'm just asking. We'll stay where we are right now.
Well, I'm thinking maybe we talk to NCAE and see what they're doing. And give some kind of a guidance about the numbers. I don't know. I mean, I'm talking to them, and Matt's supposed to get back with me about how even the NEA delegates and running, like what kind of access will we have, like to emails to members to get them to vote for us, and how that's going to be handled so it's a fair way. We can't get the whole list, but I think you'd probably be able to get the email. But that's something that I did discuss with Matt just on Friday, and so he's going to get back with me. Because we have to know right away. Okay, I don't know. Are we maybe at Colleen now?
Yeah. Thank you. I put my hand down and I put it back up because we don't have the authority, Roger's still on, I believe, to change these things as far as the regions and what it's done. We have to go with what NCAE does. So looking at our numbers is not going to matter for us. NCAE has to do that. So what we have to do is this committee has to just talk about like co-chairs and all that stuff and get something so that our Constitution is in sync with NCAE and that we're giving people a fair voting right within the NCAE guidelines.
Oh, and they know our numbers. In fact, I added this up, 6,799. Right now, that I think that's like we would get it would be right at 7,000. We would get 7 delegates to the convention. Last year we got 8. But if we have signed up some new members, you know, and signed up more than actually passed away, if we got up, I think, to 74, 75, then we could get 8 delegates. I think I'm right on that. Kara,
And I know Nell will say this too. Look at your delinquent list and call those people. You can get people back because some of them don't even know that they're being canceled.
That's right.
there you go.
That's right.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, how about Sandra? She was up there. She wanted to say something, and then you dropped it. I think you was there.
Again, if you continue with the co-director business, you are giving actual, and you allow them each to vote. You're giving a district, I'll take 4, for example, they've got 798. Does 4 have co-directors?
Yes.
Yeah.
Therefore, 450 of those people get 1 vote and another 450 get a vote. Whereas in 1B, we got 748 and they only get 1 vote.
And 2 gets 1 vote.
And 2 gets 1 vote.
Yeah,
That's right.
Two's not a lot. There's not.
And so we do need to address that. And we need to, in those locals that are large, if we go with co-directors, we need to make sure that they are in a different area of the local. I mean, not the
Or the
local, but the
region.
region. Because otherwise you're not representing the people around you. We need to model it after our own federal government as it is right now.
Yeah,
Well, and
that's
then
why I meant House of
if you have-
Representatives.
if you
Yeah.
have a director not showing up, you need to have a replacement, because I know we have one person who's been to 1 meeting.
That's exactly right.
And
That's
my
why
question
Cindy's
is,
here
why
today.
should we pay for their room and everything at the convention, because you know they're gonna be darn on the spot for that. Okay, Deborah?
I'm going to tell you how 2 goes. Amy and I work together. When one of the locals wants one of us to speak and we both can't make it, we try to rearrange our schedule. So one of us will always be at a local meeting. And also, whenever we're planning something, we plan it together before we have our board meeting. We have a meeting together. Amy and I do. It's already planned. It's like we plan all of our meetings for this year. Amy and I both know when we're going to have them. But the point of it is, the problem that y'all saying is we have almost 800 some members and we got 1 vote. But it wasn't like that until Linda was president, and all of a sudden this got really, because most people have always given us an opportunity to have 2 votes.
Well, it was.
And then it got changed.
It was brought up and
Linda, wait a minute, let me finish, babe.
Okay.
And I know somebody probably did, but back when Joan and Willie and Terry and all of them, Region 2 had 2 votes.
Yeah, I realize you did. But again, I listened to my parliamentarian.
No problem.
And we looked at the Constitution. So we need to fix the Constitution. You can claim, but you gotta fix the Constitution, because you can't just do whatever. So I was trying to go by the Constitution. So help us with the wording. Gretchen?
To help out when a board of directors could not be at NEA, they adopted something called a alternate director. So that there was a person who was designated to be the person that would attend the meeting when the board of director could not be there. So that's another term we might think about.
Well, we already have like an associate. Everybody should have an associate. I don't know if you need double officers and everything. Okay, let's end this with June. I think we need to look at, talk to NCA to how we do this, and we need something probably change the Constitution. Okay, June.
Okay, well, I just wanted to point out again, which Sandra had also done, that was the whole purpose of an associate director. And, that's the way we probably ought to be doing it.
Right, and it's right there in the Constitution. Region director, that's the associate director, the secretary and the treasurer, to participate if you cannot be there. But for the most part, everybody participates. It's just these certain people, and it's like basically 2 people on the board have missed just about every meeting. And it's just 2, but most of y'all are like you're there, you know, you're there. And I appreciate that. And so we'll figure this out. Let's not point fingers. Let's just, we have to go by our constitution. All right, so, oh gosh, where are we now? And Carol, you're saying I added wrong? It's not 6,799, it's 6,653.
Sorry, I'm saying it was 6805 in the last September report. Now it's 6653. And we're in the process, or NCAE is going to be in the process of canceling some cash pays. So it's even going to go down to, you know, maybe 6,500.
We need everybody. Everybody's got to be out there making sure those cash payers. That's something you always do before December. You got the whole fall. And I've seen letters that people send out. I know Region 4, the treasurer had letters ready to go out in the fall. And I think y'all do this too in Region 2. So you gotta go after those people. And like I say, just because they cancel, you don't say, well, I'm not gonna talk to them because they don't want to join. They drop their membership. Because like Colleen said, sometimes they don't even know. We had somebody from Wake County who was a real active member. Somehow she got canceled and she thought she couldn't be a delegate. She was so upset. And so, you know, there were several that we allowed to pay their dues last year so they could be delegates and could attend. We tried to bend the rules to help a lot of people. So it just happens. Okay, let's get on to this. Other we probably did too much on that. Let's go to the PAC letter. Remember, we directed, like I got Barbara and Colleen to write a letter. And this would be the letter that will go to Tamika and Brian, asking to meet with them to discuss the problems that we had at the convention. I mean, during the election.
You see it?
No. We see, I guess, your drive.
You do not see it?
It's
Not
spinning.
yet.
So we see your computer, the USB.
It says I'm screen sharing.
Yeah, we see your
I see the letter.
list. We see your list.
Hasn't come up yet.
Yeah, the little circle's going around.
You need to click on it.
Okay.
Yeah, click on it. Yeah, maybe.
Or is it
Okay,
cycling?
I'm seeing it. Let me stop. Let me just go back because I can see it on mine.
Yeah.
Okay.
What we were seeing was a list of files.
Okay. All my secret files.
Oh, yeah. You don't see who they're talking to. Communicating there.
Yeah. Oh. It was up.
Do you have it, Barbara?
No.
Yeah. No.
I mean, I can get it, but it'll take me a minute.
Give me a minute. Let's see if it'll show up now.
Sorry, I'm multitasking.
I'll see if I can find it.
Do you see it now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
Okay.
There we go.
This is the one that kept popping up earlier and it got tired of waiting. All right. So who's going to talk here?
Y'all go ahead.
So we got together, Barbara, and we invited Sandra to join us because Linda was traveling down to see family, and we worked on a letter. And so this is for you to review to see what you think. Can you read it okay? Or you want me to read it to you?
Just move it up.
Okay.
Okay, to where the date.
Yeah. Right. We've not put the date because it depends on what y'all do today.
Right. Right.
Okay. This first paragraph, we put this last sentence in that paragraph. We're told about several incidents that occurred and want to make you aware of these issues so that they may be resolved. We put that in there because we want Tamika and Brian to know they're not the problem, but we're making them aware of it. Then we highlighted the issues, communication issues, endorsement process, preparation and distribution of Apple cards, and distribution of donations from GPS PAC fund.
And I'm still asking for a copy of the current GRC guidelines.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want that in the letter?
No.
Okay. All right.
We tried to say vague so that if this meeting is held, then Linda and whomever goes with her can then bring out the specifics. We don't want to put that in the letter.
Okay.
You don't give away all of your goodies.
That's
and
right.
have people walk away and say, "Oh, okay, I see that. I'm not going to worry about it," and
And we don't,
not even
yes.
bother with you.
And we don't want them to say, well, we already know what the issues are, so why do we need to meet with you?
Yeah.
So then we put, as we move forward in preparation for this most important, Sandra, 2026 election, NCRSP must be an integral part of the NCAE family's goals are to be successful. Then we ask, please arrange a time that works with your schedules by January 30th so that NCRSP can decide how to proceed with our plans. Thank you for your time and your attention to this matter. So we want y'all to decide who will go with Linda. We don't think she should go her alone. And if you want to change this, but we strongly believe we don't want to put a lot of details in the letter. Just make the request.
Right.
We can bring other information. In fact, even Teresa Chaplin today sent 2 emails that we can use.
Okay.
And I'd
Good.
like to ask the board to allow Colleen and Barbara to go with me because they know more about what happened than anybody else.
It's a good idea.
Mm-hmm. It is.
And we'll have our backup information. And so we can say, this is one problem right here. This is an example. So it'll take a lot of looking through those emails.
So you decided to take it in person rather than to mail it registered or certified?
We will mail it, but they're right there in the building. So it's just a matter of.
I know, but I know we talked about that at one time.
So we're
we can also-
requesting the meeting. See.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we can also embed it into the email instead
Yes.
of setting it as an attachment.
Right.
And set it up so that when Linda sends the email,
Yes.
she'll get a notification when it is opened.
Yes.
And so I do that with a lot of emails is I just turn it into a JPEG and upload it and embed it into the email. And that way they don't have to open up any attachments.
Are y'all okay with the letter?
It looks
I think
good.
it's a good letter.
Yes.
So the question I have is, besides Linda and the Lena Chapman's Morel's name, but do the rest of our names need to be on there, or do we just put NCRSP executive board?
I think we just put executive board, but it's y'all's decision.
That's why I'm asking the question. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Y'all made to make it. And I see Deborah's got her hand up.
Okay, Deborah.
You're muted.
Muted.
You're muted, Deborah. Deborah, you're moving your hands, but we can't hear what you're saying. You're muted, Deborah.
Okay, I agree with Barbara just said about it should be the executive board. My other question is, could some of these answers would have been answered if you were attending the GRC meetings? I don't understand. It's been years since I was involved with NCRSP GRC meetings, and what information is probably shared during that time for some of this information that we have on here.
I attended the meeting.
No.
I missed one board meeting before at the end of June last year.
Yeah, I'm not saying about what you attended. What I'm saying about what information was shared at the GRC meeting.
I mean, I fought to make sure that we were included in there and that we could give even the statewide candidates.
No, Linda, what I'm saying is when they're running behind on vetting different people and things like that, do they mention that kind of information at the GRC meetings? That's what I'm talking about.
No.
Well,
yeah.
They don't, Colleen?
No, they don't. And the actives know as little as we do. They've had the same frustrations we have.
Well, see, I
Yes.
mean, that's the question I was
Right.
asking because
Yes,
see,
that's
nobody
it.
was.
I know.
Thank you for nodding your head because
Yes.
I saw that. I'm going. Okay,
Yes,
that's
ma'am.
all that.
You make sense. Yes.
Yeah, because they're not, that's the thing, I didn't really know a lot of what was going on, and then I asked questions and she didn't like it, you know?
Yeah. And
And
they, some of them have a letter going also, okay? And theirs is kind of the same thing. It's vague without specifics, but just their issues, you know.
Okay, all right.
Yes.
And I thought it was interesting that Teresa's email that came today, it said that Cumberland County, if y'all get three packs of apple cards, and so you two, Teresa, you two took two of them, and did the actives have one? in those
Correct.
packs?
Correct.
And those packs have about 200 apples in them, 200. But you remember, they only had 40,000 apples, and statewide, and in Wake County, we had passed out 35,000 the last election cycle. So it was just definitely not enough apples. So that's just, I mean, why even have them if we're going to do that? Okay. So, do we need a motion to approve the
I'd like
letter?
to make a motion, Madam President.
Okay.
Sandra Hatley, Policy Chair. I make a motion that we use this letter, that it be signed by you and the executive board is noted on it. And it be sent immediately to Tamika and Brian.
I second Betsy Wells' constitution.
Hang on, not finished. And
Oh,
also,
sorry.
it's okay, honey. And also, when this meeting is set up, that Linda takes two people of her choice to go with her to present our concerns and issues. Now you can second it, baby.
All right. I will, Betsy Wells, I second your motion, Sandra.
I have a
I have a
question.
question.
Okay, do you have a question or you call it a question? What
question? I have a question.
Okay,
I
go
have a
ahead.
question.
Go ahead, Colin.
My question is, if we're going to do this immediately, how are you going to get the executive board signatures? I think I understand the motion is to get the executive board signatures.
No, we just type
No,
the name on there.
Just the statement.
Yeah.
I don't think
Executive board.
Yeah, that sounds NCRSP.
Okay, I thought I understood you to say name, so that makes sense.
No,
Okay.
no,
And I would think that
Okay.
maybe executive board and then put my name down underneath. So it's not.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, if you need it that way, okay.
And Lena, and Linda. Also, I know you're saying you want Barbara and you want Colleen, but also Lena, because guess what? At those meetings, them GRC meetings, Lena can say, well, you didn't say this. You might have heard something that, and Lena might have heard something. So
Yeah.
together you can say what you heard at the meetings.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, all four of you. That way you can say what you heard and what you didn't hear.
All right, I amend my motion to.
Wait a minute, Sandra. Wait a minute, Sandra.
Agreed.
Would you please include in your motion how you want the letter delivered?
I want it to be sent by I want it sent by the U.S. Postal Service.
Certified mail.
Certified mail. So you get a signature.
It's going to be a hard time getting a signature.
Yeah, that takes a long time.
People aren't there in the office. I think you could email it and then you're going to know when it's open, and we could have the staff take the letter down there and personally hand it to them and tell them this has been emailed to you, but we were asked.
Okay. All right. I'm in my motion then that, or I add to my motion that the letter be sent by email first, and it has to be sent so that it says you get a notice that it's been read. And then it will be personally, a copy will be personally delivered to them in the building.
Are you going to modify your motion, Sandra, to include that 3 people will go with Linda?
Yeah, not 2, but 3.
Okay. That's good. Get more minds. Okay, so we have the 4 of us will be going, and then we're going to send it by email and in personal delivery. Okay, any other discussion? All those in
Now,
favor?
wait a minute. I'll make sure I'm being heard. One thing is we've given a deadline. What are we going to do if they fluff it off?
There's
His hand is raised.
Okay, I keep seeing anybody. Okay.
it's me.
Okay, go ahead.
Number one, I want to be sure that at the top of the letter, it says email and hand delivery on it so that they know
Where do
how
you want-
it was. It goes
Okay.
across the top at the very, before you start the 2.
Okay.
Then
So
you
you want me to put delivered by email and
Yeah, that'll be fine, or we just say hand delivered. Because you're emphasizing that you didn't drop this in the mail somewhere.
okay.
That
I just wanted to put the
yeah. That's
hand delivered and emailed.
Uh-huh.
You're in Dubai.
Okay.
Is that true?
Okay.
Thank you. I'll put that across the top above the 2. Do I do
Yep.
capitals or regular print? Just regular?
I do it like that in bold normally and underline.
And bold. Okay. You want us to hand center it or yeah, I guess leave it over to the left. There you go. Thanks,
Okay,
Colleen.
good.
Okay, that's a cool touch. And
Okay.
meanwhile, we're gonna have to get our act together and get our samples of what we're gonna say.
I think the thing that, as Colleen said, this is not a problem that is just our problem.
No.
There will be letters that are going to be sent from different parts of the state about this particular problem.
Yes.
And I even sat in a meeting with in the Buncombe area where the GR, what do you all call it? A GR council. I'm used to being a PAC council. They said they hadn't even had a meeting, that they'd never been called to the state for a meeting. I don't know whether that was.
Yeah.
There's a whole lot of dissatisfaction with what's been going on.
Yes.
But there is, and the whole thing is, we have a staff person that I think the contract is gonna be running out in June or July. And so they know that they need to act.
So I would put today's date, since this is the date that we made the decision.
Oh, it hadn't been made yet.
Once we vote, yes.
Right.
We hadn't voted.
Okay.
Call for the vote.
Okay.
I call for the vote.
Okay. So all those in favor of accepting this letter and the method of delivery, say aye.
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 Opposed? So noted was unanimous.
There was a hand up. Paula has a hand up.
Oh, Paula? Are you
muted?
You're raising your hand?
No, it just popped up. I don't know why. I was voting in favor of the letter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
Unanimous. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, everybody.
So, yeah, thank you.
All
It takes
right,
a lot
now,
to try to get
I
those.
asked a question and it has not been answered.
Okay.
What are we going to do if January 30th comes and goes and no meeting has occurred?
We determine, my suggestion is we determine if we want to hold a PAC campaign this year, and that when the next board meeting goes, we show up at their board meeting. We have a few people go to their board meeting.
Hmm.
Yeah, because the thing is, it's all those, we got a lot of members on the board that are signing these same letters statewide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We also,
Go ahead, Lena. Go ahead.
I was going to say, we also have an NCAE board meeting coming up. And if I'm not wrong, that the GRC meets the next day.
Okay.
So
when is that?
Just put it on my calendar. It's on the 20, it's the third weekend in the month.
Okay.
We meet have to be that Friday, the 24th. We meet 24th and 25th.
Okay.
And that's an NCAE?
NCAE board, and then I think I saw GRC on the list for the next day.
Okay.
So that would be on Sunday?
No, that's Friday and Saturday.
Oh, on the 25th then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yeah. So I don't know, because that would be the need that we need to make some kind of motion.
I know. We can move up the date, but we just worried that, maybe they wouldn't have time to respond if we make it too soon. So that's why
I
if we
imagine
can move
they
it up,
may
you can-
want to talk about it at that executive board meeting. It's a possibility. I'm just saying. What do you
But they
think,
won't
Lena?
have our meeting at that time. They won't meet with us if they don't get it back to us soon.
Well, that's before the 30th. Their meeting is before the 30th.
Yeah.
I know.
So that still gives them time to get back to us.
Yeah, so if we deliver it and they get it and they have the 30th, they have time to meet and talk about it, make their decision.
Do we know about any of the other regions, like Gretchen Check and Buncombe, to see if they got a response to their letter? We need, Tammy, why don't you find out if Wake County got a response?
They did. The large locals did a group letter. So
Oh, that's right. They did a group
it's a
letter.
group letter. Yes.
So you don't know if they got a response?
I don't know that yet.
Okay, just check on that.
Yeah, I'll check.
I tell you, I'm gonna cut off the convention, because I think we're fine with the convention. Taylor's doing a good job. We were there 2 hours, and I didn't intend it to last as long. We do have an update on the investment. I want Tara to explain what happened in the last couple of days with Raymond James and our investment.
Good afternoon, everyone. So I am going to share with you a report that will be sent to you all to go so you can have it in writing, what has transpired lately. So, excuse me, as of your last board meeting, I have been out. So upon my return last Thursday, I have been on the phone and constantly with emails in regards to our representatives for the investment accounts. And as of yesterday afternoon, and I believe it was somewhere around about 3:30, we had finally gotten the signatures to open the account and have the account ready for the transfer of funds from our state employees account to our investment account. That has transpired. The transfer went through. I got notification this morning that it was actually received at the Citibank. Is the financial institution that Alex Brown Raymond James works out of. So the amount that we had in the NCSECU bank account, it was with interest culminating to 114,000, and it looks like 500 and some change. But what we did in order to close out the account and receive all the money, the wire transfer yesterday went through at $114,357.27. The $10 wire transfer fee has been deducted from our account. The remaining balance of $275 will be sent back to us in a paper check. That was the amounts that it took to open and have in those accounts for the money market and the shares with the credit union. That we are now closing out the entire account with State Employees Credit Union. We'll get a paper check in the mail between 7 and 14 business days. It could be sooner than that, but they give you the general 7 to 14 business days. That paper check of the remaining balance of our credit union account will be in turn sent over to the offices of Alex Brown, where they will also deposit that into our investment account. And that will close completely all monies in the State Employees Credit Union. What they have been able, I talked to them this morning. We have an actual investment representative. His name is Phil Thomas. He gave me a call to kind of go over, they are ready to start with the allocation of investments. There is a breakdown of some things down below. This is a chart that he sent over, what they do, okay?
Are all these insured?
All of this is per your policy that was sent over to them at the beginning of this process. So this is just a glimpse of what they are saying is available as in allocating of investments. So they have gone over the policy that we sent over to them. So it's in line with our policy. This is what some of the things will look like. They are going to be ready in the coming days to a week or so. If it is needed for you all to have a meeting to kind of get more familiar with what they do and how they can do it, they are willing to meet with you all. It just depends on when you all ask for this meeting to go over it. If it's just the admin council or if it's the entire executive board, we can set up a meeting for that if you need additional guidance on what they will do. Linda and myself receive any kind of correspondence through a secure email server. So none of our information is actually sent via email on the regular server. It's all secured so that if you even have questions, you'll be able, say an account question after you've looked at this and had something specific, we can always go back to the secure server and send them the information that you're asking about or need a better definition about, and they will be able to respond to us throughout. They are ready and available to do a quarterly meeting via Zoom if you all would like that, to rest assured that your money is being invested well. They have the capacity to be able to do that, and that's not a problem. They've said that in their agreement that was signed yesterday. Okay.
At least for
And
the
they, yes, ma'am.
beginning, at least for the beginning, I think that we should have at least a first meeting.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, Sandra. The first meeting, everybody needs to be involved. I know with NCAE, they come in, I guess maybe quarterly, but I must have got in on some type of yearly meeting. There weren't that many people there, but I appreciated knowing how they were dealing with everything, and they seemed to be so conscientious with NCAE's money. So, is everybody in agreement that? Raise your hand if you think that everybody should be involved in the first meeting. Or
Excuse
you want
me,
to,
now,
or if
Carol,
you,
hand up
yeah,
for a question.
okay, I know, but hold on, I'm trying to find out the answer to this question. Don't just raise your hand, do the hand on the computer. under reactions, do the reactions hand. When it says raise hand. I know I can't see everybody because I take the document down and I can see everybody. I don't think that, I think they have seen that. They probably don't need to see it yet. Here, would you please answer? Okay, so we have, looks like everybody but June and Oliver. Some people don't want to participate. Well, I think that's fine. So, if it looks like the majority do want to participate, I think that's great. This is a home adventure for NCRSP. We want this to be something that when I'm off the board, and you know, there's somebody going to be around here, that there's going to be a lot of people remembering like what we did this year. Okay, so we'll just go ahead and say that we want to have a meeting here. I think that would be the appropriate thing.
Would you like to propose a couple of dates
Yeah,
that we
probably.
can check with?
And they probably want to meet like next week.
Madam Chair, could we get a written report from them so that we could see the proposals in writing? Tara said that she's going to send us a copy of what she just showed us so that we're not put on the spot and having to make decisions right away. I know that Dr. Johnson, for example, had a good point about making sure that it's on the banking side of Raymond James to ensure, to make positive that our money is insured. Gretchen had previous ideas about money market immediately so we could start getting daily interest. But if we had something in writing in advance that we could study, I think that meeting with them might go faster.
Okay, because they mentioned on that report, I just kind of look at, they mentioned names. I don't know what some of it meant. Some of it was like a federal deposit, federal something or other. Maybe they could give us.
Deposit Insurance Corporation, FDIC.
Okay, maybe they could just write a simple little thing about what investments they're proposing and what an explanation of what that is. Does that make sense here?
We can ask him for it.
Yeah, just something so we know exactly what it is, and I can't see what it say the percentage rate. I think it's so small.
It's a lot of money. We deserve to know the details from them.
Okay, we can ask. Okay, June had her hand up first.
Yeah,
Okay.
I need to go back to Sandra's original question, which was how many of these accounts are insured, so that we're not losing, or we'll have at least an idea of what percentage of our funds are exposed. I know that a lot of this was probably discussed in September and October board meetings when I had no access to the internet, but I'm a little antsy about it.
Well, I think that we were saying it had to be insured, and we're not going over the amount. We've got like 115 or so thousand. Okay, I don't know who was first. I guess we're reversing people here, but we'll start from the left. Paula, is your hand up? Okay, you left it up. Okay, Ginger, do you have a question?
He's muted.
Oh,
Okay.
you were muted.
Okay, so Oliver.
Yeah, if the investment is on the banking side, I mean, the money is on the banking side, there should be no discussion about investment because the money should be in a money market or a CD. So if they're talking about investments, then that's a problem. It's in the wrong.
We're not talking about stocks and things like that. That's not on the list.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just wondering, when you say investments, that's what.
Well, I know. I guess I was using the wrong word.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so if we can just get a description of what they're talking about, what they're trying to do with our money.
Okay, so let me send you this so you can be able to see it up close because it actually has exactly what they're talking about for us. It has the bonds, the two things that they were talking about per our policies that were submitted, and it's showing up in here, bonds. But they've also been able to send me since then some fact sheets. So I will send that over to you all. So maybe that will give you, I'm not quite sure because it's a lot of information, financial information on there. If that's what you're looking for, but it gives you an idea of what they were talking about according to what our policy states. So,
Tara, your
and
report said that the delay was caused because of not knowing Linda's social security number. What was the reason for not knowing her social security number?
I don't know, I gave
the
it to
delay
her.
was, I'm sorry, say it again. What'd you say?
So what was the problem with the social security number?
Yeah, why would that be the delay from July?
I had to have both of our numbers. She called me and asked me, and I thought I gave her my correct number, but I don't know if they thought the zero was an O and put it in wrong. I don't know.
This particular delay from the last time that we spoke before I left on vacation had received the information of social security numbers for Linda and myself, address, telephone number, date of birth, and a couple of other things for security on the account. And one of her, well, the beginning of her social is a 0. And it looks like they thought it was an O in their system. So that was a delay that actually kept things within the timeline of 3 weeks for me to get back, for them to get an actual verbal about her social security number. So there was no issue after that, from a O to a 0 like it's supposed to be. So that's what I got as a issue delay with finishing opening up the account.
And we're trusting these people with our money.
Well, they have the 33 million of NCAE's money, and they're making a good sum, like over 11%. So I'm not concerned. Okay, how about if we're talking about probably next week, or it's gonna take a while to get back and forth. Because I mean, the 13th or the 14th. I mean, they're gonna have to meet during the day. Is the best time in the afternoon, let's say 3 o'clock.
I can't do the 13th. I can do the 14th.
I can do the 14th. I can do the 14th.
Does everybody do the 14th? Anybody can?
It's not good for me. I've
What
got two
time will
meetings.
that be, Linda?
Oh, that's what I gotta figure time. Okay, what's wrong with you, Alvin?
I have two
Can't do the
meetings.
14th.
I have
No,
a
13th.
local and a grant committee meeting on the 14th in the afternoon.
In the afternoon, so if we had it in the morning?
I have a meeting in the morning.
Either do it in the morning, I have a meeting.
My meeting is, I have one at 11 and one at 2.
Well, can we go to Thursday?
Well, is there, so Monday, Betsy, you're tied up all day?
Well, I've got to be in Charlotte about my knee replacement at 10 o'clock that morning. I could be back by 3:30 or so.
Yeah, sure, it's not, they're not gonna keep you there that long.
Right.
You're not doing the surgery, not yet.
So you talking about Thursday?
We're talking about Monday, the 13th.
About Monday, the
Monday the
13th.
13th.
In the afternoon?
Can't do it Monday
Afternoon, Linda.
No.
afternoon.
Okay.
Or
so-
night.
So, well, they're not gonna do night.
They won't do night.
They're not
No,
gonna-
they won't.
So we can't get the 14th.
The 16th?
Yeah, 16th maybe in the morning. Constitution Committee at 12:30, but in the morning like 10 o'clock.
Thursday, the 16th,
Would be the
yes, 10 o'clock.
Yeah,
That's good for me.
Good.
Yes.
Good for me.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so what do you
I'll
say?
have to do it by phone. I have an appointment that afternoon.
Well, if you do it 10 o'clock in the morning.
10
you'll
o'clock
be
in the
okay.
morning.
I have to travel 2 hours for the
Oh,
appointment.
excuse me,
Oh,
darling.
wow.
Your
Excuse
hair
me.
appointment is-
I have a meeting on Thursday also, but go ahead and schedule it. Don't worry about me. I mean, mine's mine's ABRSP regular monthly meeting on the
How
19th.
about the 17th as a backup?
And
Yes.
what?
10 o'clock,
17th.
10 o'clock on the
Yes.
17th?
It's
Could you
good.
do it at 3:30? That way everybody should be available.
Which day?
3:30 on the 17th.
17th is a backup.
Oh, that would be
And
fine.
hit it hard, and everybody
Yeah.
we're finished.
That's
Hour
great.
and a half on the 17th. They're calling for snow around this way, so people should be home.
That's
That's
next week.
next week,
Well,
Deborah.
that's next week, but you don't never know.
Well, this is,
Okay, so
that's
we've
about
got
when we snows.
one time, we've got 10 o'clock on the 16th, and we got 3:30 on the 17th.
Okay.
3:30, 17th.
3:30, 17.
And everything's gonna depend on them too. We're
That's right.
scheduling.
I know, I wonder if we should even
That's
come up.
right.
Let's come up with another, is there another time on the 17th we can do it?
Could you just send us the information, we vote on it?
Yeah.
Email it to us?
Yeah.
Okay.
Email it? Cause that would kind of speed the process.
Mhm.
I don't have the woo-hoo, so if somebody could do that. Tara, do you have anything that can do that? Because you said it.
I'm sorry, say it one more time. I didn't hear the question.
Can we send out a woo-hoo and try to find another time that is compatible with everybody?
Sure. Okay.
We've already got the 10 o'clock on the 16th, we're at 3:30 on the 17th. And let's see if we can find a couple more times that we don't know about them.
Well, they can tell us when they're available and
then we can work
we'll
around
send
that too.
out.
Yes.
That's right.
They should
Okay.
accommodate you.
Well, that's true.
Your money.
Yes.
I
Okay.
agree.
All right, so find out what time, if there's a problem, then when they could do it. But like say in the afternoon, how about the afternoon of the 16th? What if we did the 3:30 on the 16th?
The 16th is when the
Constitution.
Constitution Committee is meeting. All
That's
right, ready.
That's at 12:30, not 3:30.
Well, that's true. That's true. 12:30.
So I'm saying 3:30 on the 16th.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
have
we
a meeting, but they're used to me not being on it, so I can skip it.
Okay. All right, so that'll give us enough. So let's see if we can try to get it next week so we can get this thing rolling. Okay,
Supper time.
okay, so that's great.
wait,
We
Linda.
do want to let you know
Calling.
about a motion. Roger, do I need to go in executive session to get the motion?
No, ma'am, you do not.
Do not, okay. Tara,
Yes.
one thing that the board had asked when we first made the motion about the dues issue was that they wanted to have a copy of the letter that was sent out. So I want you to send that letter to every member of the board. She was instructed to give the letter to send to Tamika. It was not sent to Tamika, it was sent to Matt Howard, the business manager and other members of the business department. I think it would be better if Tara had asked me, because I think probably that was maybe a better decision, because I don't think that Tamika is really going to be dealing with this. But that's the letter, and I never got a copy of the letter myself until Matt Howard, the business manager, forwarded me with his letter. He forwarded me the copy of Tara's letter. So I had it when I got home from vacation on the 23rd. That was the first time I really saw it and could do anything with it. So, but I wanted to make sure
The original was sent to you in the email that was presented to NCAE, because after the board meeting, the executives, Tamika and Brian, made it very clear that any requests we had dealing with financials would go to Matt Howard as the business manager. So he actually was the one that received the email. I sent you the email a couple of times of what that was, to start things off with the notification to address the issue that had come about. So you've had it. Matt Howard was able to show you because he got it as well. That was the whole thing. He got the email with the specific people that needed to get the information in order for us to have a meeting to go over it.
Could you resend that to Linda, please?
However,
And did we ever, is it true that
Yes, you all.
NCAE is the ones that, who wanted us to vote on our
That is correct.
dues?
That is correct.
And who,
NCAE put the
and,
mandate on NCRSP because it changes the money issue.
and they're the ones who discovered the dues overpayment.
No,
You're the one who discovered it.
I discovered it after the initial discovery came after speaking with a member who brought it to our attention again that something that happened years ago still had not been resolved.
So that happened this
I
year that that member
That happened
approached you.
2024 when I got that information from the member themselves.
And the mistake was caused by NCAE?
No, the mistake was an issue, what I was told was in IMS for a renewal. The system, when it renewed from 1 year to the next, it made the issue of changing the dues payment.
And so what Lena said is true. It's NCAE who caused the overpayment.
Technically, no.
If IMS,
IMS is not NCAE, that's NEA.
so
All the
NEA
financial
is the
information
one,
is NEA.
so NEA is the one responsible for the mistake.
Yeah.
Yes,
But
it is.
IMS only knows what you enter it. It doesn't.
That's right.
It just,
Right.
I mean, you have to program IMS when you're doing the membership system. You have to tell it what to do. It doesn't
And
just pop up numbers.
What I do know is when the IMS does it does recalibration and it does updates and renewals. That's part of that is manual from NCAE membership person, and part of that is the IMS system. We've had to go back several times with when IMS actually ends up having an issue. If NEA knows about it, they will put out a system-wide notification. IMS is one having an issue or they're doing an upgrade or things like that. So they will let all of the affiliates know that there is a issue.
So when you say
Find
that
something
you have to
specific,
program something into IMS, it's not you, or is it you?
no, NCRSP has nothing to do with doing anything in IMS. We don't even handle money. So no, that is not correct. So everything that we go through, we literally get information from the membership department because they are the front lines of dealing with the IMS system.
So this
IMS
is
360, yes.
a mistake.
It was a mistake. To be honest, we have mixed case. There's only 2 people that we know of, and one of them is still working here that was here when all of this started, when the whole problem came about. So we've been piecemealing this information together. A lot of information is not able to pull up because the records aren't here. We're talking originally 20 years ago, 25 years ago. So that
We have
information
a
is not
tracking,
available.
and we
And
have a
the
tracking.
person who is here is trying their best to get as much information as they can recall so we can kind of figure out what went wrong and what we need to do about it to fix it. So we have done that portion to figure out what we need to do to fix it.
So who is it from
It can be fixed.
NEA? Who is it from NEA that's giving us the information about their input into the IMS system?
Wait a minute, repeat that for me one more time.
Who is our contact with NEA, since NEA is the people who are responsible for the error?
Well, there was
We
a,
don't have a contact. There are several, I'm sure, people that the membership department at NCAE is in contact with for different issues that they have with IMS. So it will depend on what it is. We don't have a direct contact because normally they don't actually speak with us because all of the information is handled first and foremost through NCAE membership department.
But since it affects our members' dues amounts, we
It
have
doesn't matter.
no recourse then. What you're saying then is that this happened at NEA. NCAE doesn't have any control over what happened either. And
I
yet they
don't know.
told us, and
I
yet they
do
told
not
us.
know.
okay, Julie, let's just stop this interrogation. End up being, we don't need that. I want to ask Tara one question.
Hey.
When was your first?
I'm on a Zoom meeting right now.
What day was your letter?
Zoom meeting right now.
Department.
Sorry, say it one more time.
What date was your first letter sent to the business department?
The first time I mentioned to you was August 29th. Let's see.
I'm talking about after we brought it up to the board.
Oh yeah, I've literally made sure you were abreast of all the issues that come about. So the original email to you about it was August 29th.
Okay, so
I resent it to you again. Let's see. I resent it to you again, and the last time I resent it was November 27th.
So how about this letter that was on October 11th? That was after we met. And I thought that was the letter that you sent and replacing the letter or the email. No, it was the letter basically. So we had asked you to send it to Tamika. You sent this to Matt Howard. I thought on October 11th. That's the earliest date that I have. And on that email, I am not mentioned. And that's the email I'm referring to that Matt Howard forwarded to me on December 13th.
Let's see.
So anyway, there are so many confusing numbers, like years when things happen. We need to investigate this more. We're supposed to have a meeting with Matt Howard, the business manager, and the executive director. And so I asked the admin council for a motion to basically, and Julie, where are you? I should read
Yes,
the motion.
Madam Chair. It is the administrative council voted to postpone further action on the membership dues issue until the NCRSP president completes her investigation and meets with NCAE's management to gather factual information.
Thank you. So that's what the admin council did. And like I said, in the last email I got from Matt Howard, he just dropped in there that it was really NCRSP that did. And he never corrected Tara when she said IMS and that's NCAE. So now he's saying he acted like we asked for this. And I told him, we have nobody that has any knowledge of that. So I've been trying to collect all the emails Tara sent me just for a while. I didn't get them. And so I'm trying to do something in chronological order of everything that we have received. So this has gotten to be way more than a task. And I think that at the very beginning, I remember Lena asking questions and Barbara Anderson did too, thinking that it was NCIE asking us to do this. And so we just jumped right in there being good souls and believing whatever we were told, but we need to investigate this further. And so that's, so I don't think that the admin council voted for that. Do we need to ask the board to? I don't think we need to ask them. Do we want to do it?
Well, Madam Chair, the board last time voted to take action, draft the letter, and to request a reimbursement and restitution for our members. So everybody's gotten a copy of the last draft of the letter that we wrote. And because we're not going to be sending that now until you complete your fact-finding mission, maybe we do need to vote to ratify the postponement. And maybe Tara, and maybe
Roger, as parliamentarian, what would you suggest is the proper procedure? Like, we can't hear you. You're muted too. Sorry.
I'm sorry. The Administrative Council serves as the finance committee for this organization. This is a financial issue, and I don't see any advantage or disadvantage to the Executive Council ratifying it. They're moving forward as the finance committee. So I would recommend that, what you've given is just for information and requires, in my judgment, no action from the executive board.
Right. Okay. That's good.
Yeah, because I mean, we're talking about quite a bit of money here, and we've got to make up our mind. And NCAA doesn't want to pay a dime, so I'm just going to try to get the facts as much as I can. Maybe I can dig and get a couple more people that might have some idea what actually happened.
well, Tara, in the meantime, could you put it all into one document for Linda to get everything chronologically from how everything began, and send it to her into one document so she doesn't have to go through a bunch of emails?
Yeah, that's what I've been asking for. So Tara, are you going to do that or what?
I don't even know.
So yes, a complete email from start to finish of all the information I have instead of the emails. I'll put it in one report for you.
That would be nice. Thank you.
Thank you. That would be most helpful, because I've had to print out these pieces and then try to figure out what the order is, and I have nothing from August. I will be looking back at August 28th. All right, thank you, everybody. Do we have I think that's it, our answer for the day.
Madam President, Madam
yes.
President,
Yes.
would you consider going ahead and suggesting another meeting date so that when the Constitution Committee meets next week, we can present stuff back to them within the 60-day time limit?
Okay.
I think I sent you a few suggested dates.
I know. Tell me what those were. It wasn't the 20th because that's the inauguration.
Okay. So Monday, let's see.
I'm sure everybody wants to watch Trump get inaugurated on the 20th, so we don't want to interfere.
So Tuesday the 21st, or Wednesday the 22nd, or Thursday the 23rd, or
Okay.
Friday the 24th, I guess. Anything except Monday.
Okay. Okay. So which shall we 2 weeks from today?
Okay, is that the 21st?
First, yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
At what time?
In the afternoon, what are we saying, like 3:30? Is that
okay?
I can't do that.
Talking about?
You cannot do that? Okay.
No, I can't. I have the executive board meeting with the local, and I do the Zoom.
How about that's the 22nd? 3:30.
I could do that Wednesday, the 22nd. Yes, I could do that.
At 3:30. That's good for me.
That's good for me.
All right.
Okay, so we'll say
Is this for everyone or just the committee?
Oh, everybody to look at what we do or don't do.
This is
with the Constitution. Yeah, that would be everybody.
Right.
So the executive board. Is that supposed to go to the admin council first? I think so.
No, because this is not personnel. This is just standard.
That's right.
Okay.
That is correct.
Yep.
Okay, so that's
I'm learning, Deb. Had a good teacher.
Executive board at 3:30
No.
executive board at 3:30 on
3:30.
the 22nd.
on the
The 20th or the 23rd.
22nd, I think she said.
22nd.
I started
That's
with
a
the 21st.
Wednesday.
Any objections? So I went to the 22nd.
Okay.
Madam Chair, the winner of the attendance prize is number 2, Affie Sawyer, if she's here.
Yay!
Affie's not here.
Oh, she's not here? Is she here?
She must have got off.
Oh,
Oh,
she
no.
must have had to leave. Okay.
Oh,
Can we go to the next draw?
okay.
Next draw. The next draw is number 13, Gretchen Lamp. Gretchen, you're gonna get a choice of 3 things to choose from for your prize. Congratulations.
Yay, Gretchen.
Great,
Do I get the
Gretchen.
European
For her
trip?
trip to
Right?
Europe, yes.
That's a European trip I want.
I don't know
Yeah, and you
how
take
much
one
interest.
passenger with you.
Okay, do we have, okay, so we've got that. Anything else for the order that I think we've accomplished a lot?
I'd like to invite everybody to attend the Zoom tomorrow of the Wednesday workshop. We have
Yes,
Mike Gavin presenting on member benefits at 10 o'clock.
Yep.
Madam President,
Yeah.
just a quick comment. I had a chance to take a look at the allocations fact sheet from Raymond James, and all of their recommendations are investment products. You can just look and see they have stock market symbols next to them.
Oh, really?
Really?
Okay.
They were government bond investments of some kind. Did you notice, though, that if you look down at the other two, the first two were like investment bonds, and then the second two, one's a money market and
The money
something
market.
else. But I don't know why they put us in bonds. I thought we
Well,
were going into their bank area to get
Yeah,
like
they-
supposed
to be
even though it says money market, it's not a bank money market, it's an investment money market. And then there's a note and the attachment that says investment products are not deposits, not FDIC insured, and not guaranteed by the financial institution. That's right on the sheet where they see us.
That's not what we
That's
wanted.
And it said not
contrary
insured.
to our
policy.
So there you go. Here, we get with them tomorrow.
Damn it.
Tara, did you hear
Oh,
that?
Anthony sent a note. She had a 6 o'clock meeting, so she had to leave.
She's still her.
I know, but I'm just telling you that she left a message.
No, but her recorder's still on.
Okay, I have a motion to, well, so anyway, we need that information.
Mhm.
So
Thank you.
Tara's gonna have to let them know that that is not proper, that or proper way to use it, to put our money, whatever. So, okay, who's gonna make a motion to,
So move.
adjourn?
I make a motion to adjourn.
I second the motion to adjourn.
Okay.
As much
Betsy,
as I love you all, take care.
Okay,
Stay
bye.
take
warm.
care.
You do the
Stay out of
same.
the snow.
Okay,
Stay out of the snow.
and let's thank Julia for helping to run the meeting.
Julia.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Yes, yes,
All right.
yes. Bye-bye, y'all.
Looks
Good
like
to see
everybody
you.
left. We're the last 4 left. Yeah, they cut out quick, didn't they?
Gretchen, I'm going to send you the choices before I lose the bids, okay? You're muted. You're muted. You're muted.
Okay, what are my choices?
Okay, I have to pull them off the internet. Will you look at your email?
Oh, of course.
Okay, I'm going to send it to you via email right now. Okay. All right, love you. Bye.